The U.S. Senate tomorrow starts the confirmation hearing for Sotomayor, President Obama's nominee for the U.S. Supreme Court. The White House has released this photo of President Obama on the telephone with Sotomayor today, wishing her luck. Though she's expected to be confirmed, Republicans will raise serious questions about her record as a judge. And for more on all this, we turn to NBC News Justice correspondent Pete Williams outside the Supreme Court tonight. Pete?
Lester, it's been about a month and a half since Sonia Sotomayor got the nomination, and since then she has followed the time-honored rule, keep quiet, despite some strong criticism of some of her rulings. But starting tomorrow, she gets her turn. Even with a broken ankle, Sonia Sotomayor barely broke her stride, meeting privately with nearly every member of the U.S. Senate. Democrats say the first Latina nominee and the third woman has what it takes to be a Supreme Court justice.
Excellence, she's legally excellent, top-notch. Moderation, she's not too far right, not too far left. And modesty, she has judicial modesty. She is not going to make law, she is going to follow law.
Legal scholars say her record as a federal judge puts her in the liberal mainstream, slightly more willing to strike down laws or government decisions, but not usually likely to rule in favor of racial or sexual discrimination claims. They say she'd be at about the same spot on the legal spectrum as David Souter, the justice she'd succeed. Her supporters stress her impressive background, growing up in a Bronx public housing project, losing her father at age 9 and raised by a hard-working mother, top student at Princeton and Yale Law School, then a prosecutor and a federal judge.
It is a very powerful position. The responsibility is enormous.
But she'll be pressed for an explanation of her now well-known statement that a wise Latina woman would more often than not reach a better conclusion as a judge than a white male. Some Republicans say her record shows she's too willing to allow her own feelings to intrude, something they say that's at odds with other judges.
Who have laid out the traditional way in which you decide cases with impartiality, laying your biases and prejudices aside, and just using the law. She, of course, looks to other factors like empathy, like whether it's popular in foreign countries and that sort of thing.
Republicans will ask about a ruling she endorsed that said the Second Amendment's protection of the right to own a gun does not apply to the states, an issue that has divided the federal courts. And they'll ask why she joined a ruling against white firefighters in Connecticut who claimed reverse discrimination. They sued when the city threw out a promotion test that would have helped them but not black firemen. The Supreme Court reversed that ruling just last month. The hearing will last 4 days, maybe 5, and the Democrats hope to have the full Senate vote on the confirmation by early August before Congress takes its summer break, Lester.
And Pete, before I let you go, there's another issue that's been bubbling under the surface, lingering questions about whether the Bush administration interrogation tactics cross criminal lines. We understand Attorney General Eric Holder may be close to making a decision about criminal charges. What can you tell us about that?
Well, this won't be the top-to-bottom investigation that some Democrats were hoping for. What we're told here is that Holder is looking at a more narrow set of circumstances where interrogations apparently went beyond the bounds of the CIA program. This is said to be a small number of cases where the interrogations were especially harsh and where there was apparently no good faith effort to follow the legal guidelines, Lester.
All right, Pete Williams tonight in Washington. Thank you.